Yeah. We'd like to welcome y'all to the Stay Talking Ish podcast show. This is your host, Mr. Barksdale.
This is Gus.
Yeah, hey Gus, man. Before we get started with the proceedings tonight and shit, it's good to be fucking back, boy. You know what I'm talking about, man?
You been bullshit.
Nah, man. Don't blame that shit on me, man. We been out here running around the world trying to be Stay Talking Ish everything. Nigga, this is the home base, man. For all our fans of the podcast show. You know what I mean? We humbly apologize, man. We've been expounding on our network to expound on our net worth.
Let's
you dig what I'm saying?
Stop lying. We try to get a check.
I just said that. You just used less words. We definitely try to get them to cut me a check.
We just talking to people
check.
so we can find a check. Somebody give us a check.
Somebody cut the check. You dig me? So we back at it today. You know, we here at the moment of truth, Gus.
This is some bullshit.
We at the moment of truth, Gus. The election is around the corner. And if you living in Philadelphia, the conspiracy theorists is saying that either Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton paid SEPTA to strike.
So
people can't get out and vote.
Well, most your voting place is supposed to be like in walking distance
from your crib, and you're supposed to be able to have the day off on election day anyway.
I mean, unfortunately, some people got some sucky jobs.
Some of your bullshit jobs. So we sitting here with a special guest. Her name is Miss January. Miss January, introduce yourself to the people, please.
Hey y'all. I'm January J.
So, how you feeling about this election coming up and the SEPTA conspiracies, man?
Well, first of all, let's start with the SEPTA thing. I mean, I get people want to, stand up for whatever they stand up for. Mm-hmm. I have no qualms about that.
Get up, stand up.
But what I have a problem with is that a 15-minute commute in the morning takes me an hour. Mm-hmm. Now that I have a problem with. Mm-hmm. SEPTA needs to get back to work.
I don't have no problem with SEPTA striking. Honestly, I feel like, nobody really pays attention to what we take for granted that the bus drivers don't have access to. Bus drivers don't get to really park the bus and go take a piss.
But that's not all they're fighting about.
I mean, I know that's not all they're fighting about. Of course, they're fighting about pensions
and healthcare.
Well,
here's my question.
But they're also fighting for the minimal things that anybody that work in a job should have, like a lunch break when you work in 8 to 12 hours. And they also fighting for being able to pull the bus over some damn where and take a piss. Or they ain't sitting there holding their urine.
That's reasonable. But healthcare.
Okay.
Where in America? Healthcare is expensive,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where in America are you going to go and not expect to pay significantly into your healthcare?
I mean, I don't think that their issue is that they're paying significantly. I think that their issue is that they're paying more than their superiors are paying, and so that's an issue to them.
Superiors meaning supervisors, managers. Well, I mean,
no.
I've never come across that though. Where even usually it was like across the board, everybody paid the same.
Yeah, and it really should, and it really would be according to your income. So if you're making anywhere between $30,000 and $40,000, this is just a flat rate that's coming out of your check,
right,
all the time. If you making between 40 and 50 or 41 and 50, then this is what's coming out of your check every time. Like that, you separating it by job title. That's crazy. But, I don't want to get into all of the SEPTA plight because I respect their plight. But I think the biggest thing is, the
election.
Yeah. And as black people, we're being asked to choose between the lesser of two evils.
Absolutely.
I'm still not sure who's the lesser.
I'm going to be quite honest.
Yeah.
They both liars. They're both schemers.
I can confirm.
They're both schemers
I'm not denying.
And deceivers.
Yes.
They're both despicable human beings.
Despicable. That's strong.
And their actions publicly have been deplorable. But what I will say...
It's kind of weird if you finish this sentence, by the way. I just want to say that.
That's love. But what I will say is that if I got to choose between the liar, the despicable, the deplorable person, then I gotta choose the one that at least has experience at the job that they want to hold.
Is that the qualification for you to choose?
I mean, yeah. Have you worked in politics before? Do you know what it is to be a politician?
I agree.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what it is to affect public change and affect public policy? Do you know what it is to, wait your time and climb through the ranks to be at this point where you at right now? You got one person who's had many failed businesses, many failed TV shows, and just said, fuck it, I got a shitload of money, I'm going to shoot my shot for president.
Yet he's still around. He's doing something.
I mean, what he has done is riled up that voice in America of people who are extremely racist.
Are assholes.
I mean, Democrat, racist, non-racist, homosexual, straight, whatever. We all assholes. So I'm not even going to put assholes in that conversation. But what I am saying is, all those racist people, all those people that just has always had a problem with the direction America is going and the liberties that's being afforded to people of color. That's the voice he's awakened.
Right.
But we'd all be surprised if we could see the numbers on how many Republicans that usually back that Republican Party has formed like a Republicans against Trump campaign inside the Republicans and really looking not to support him.
I can understand why.
Oh, I definitely could.
But here's the thing, though. I don't want to vote, and I am a voter.
But I need you to vote.
Listen. Okay. I take my children, protect the innocent, to the polls with me because it's important, right?
Yeah.
I have a little bit about it. I have a daughter who wants to be a political science major in college, and she's very much into politics, obviously. She is, giving me these lectures about the Electoral College, which, of course, I know because she got her political science love from somewhere, right? Yeah. So here's my thing. I'm voting on Tuesday only because of the Supreme Court seats. Really, honestly. I'm afraid of who Donald Trump will appoint in the Supreme Court. They get to stay on the bench until they're about 75 years old.
No, till they die.
Till they die.
Oh, wait. No.
No.
No. Till they die. But here's the thing. No. Let me tell you, I stand corrected, but do you know that that's one of the questions? You know how they give you the questions in the polls? That's the question this time, about them having to finish at 75 or retire at 75. So I stand corrected, but that's where actually as part of the polls.
I mean, if they didn't get into the damn Supreme Court seat until they were 60, I mean, if they still functioning at 75, let them cook out.
I disagree because when you've lived so long, certain issues aren't even relevant to you anymore. Like you're so, I believe at 75, 80, 105, you're like out of touch.
I don't believe so. And well, first of all,
you ever seen a 75-year-old twerk?
Yes, my landlord.
What? To protect the innocent.
We gonna chill. But I know a lot of functional 75-plus-year-old men and women who,
but are they in touch with what's going on?
Yes, very in touch with what's going on. Well, sure. But what I want to talk to Gus about, because I didn't hear Gus's opinion. So, Gus, what's important to you about this election?
I feel like between the two candidates, I don't like either one of them, to be honest with you. I think there needs to be someone who can play the game, be professional, and most of the time. And it seems like it scares me that Donald Trump just says anything all the time.
Yeah.
So, why you can say that during the election with the American people that don't take you seriously half the time. You can't be going out over the other world leaders talking about, we going to blow this shit up. We're going to be nuking people.
Yep.
If you're, you just can't do it. It's kind of like your homie on a block who can't go to work and act professional. You have to flip that switch. Even if you lying, you still got to be professional and put on a certain face when you out there representing the country. And I don't think the dude can do it.
Absolutely not. He can't.
I don't think he could do it either. I also just don't think that he's knowledgeable.
Did you see the debate? Like, I really didn't want to watch it. Like, it was like a circus show, but I caught like pieces of it, and he was like throwing temper tantrums on the stage, like as a president.
He was bitching.
Like, how do you?
Well, if you noticed it, you could see Hillary was taking shots at him, provoking him, and he just couldn't hold it in.
So how is he going to run the country?
That's
like,
it.
Other countries are going to want to go to war with us because that's just what countries do. And so you're going to have a temper tantrum and push a button, and we're all fucked.
I mean, I think the biggest thing with Donald Trump is that Donald Trump hasn't been able to manage crises on a micro level inside of his own businesses,
inside of his own brain.
So my thing is, how do I trust you to handle world crises as the leader of the free world?
I'm afraid.
I'm afraid too. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm afraid. I'm really afraid that, you know, somehow or another Hillary won't win this election because
she's a woman.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the problem I have though is Hillary likes war too. So it's not.
She's hot-headed.
Yeah.
I think Hillary does like war, but I think that if she pressed the button, I think she's pressing the button for a good enough reason.
No, I don't think she's pressing the button, but I think she's sending drones all over the place, troops all over the place.
Even that. I might not agree with her methods, but I would agree with her intentions.
Yeah. I think that she'll be a little more reserved only because it's the stigma of I'm a woman and I'm emotional.
Yep.
So that might cause her a little bit of restraint in terms of that. But again, back to she knows her job. Like her job title.
And I think
my
bad. And I think the craziest thing about all of it is that Bernie Sanders was the best candidate for president.
Absolutely.
But when the people went out to vote in the Democratic for the Democratic person, how did Hillary win?
They didn't. So here's what I hear. I mean, this is just hearsay. Even in Brooklyn, where we know Bernie is the man, they were turning him away. I mean, they were turning voters away at the polls in Brooklyn for Bernie. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I've even heard things about, people voting early and the poll, they vote for Hillary and the poll jumps to Trump and pushes the button for submitting or vote itself. I mean, I don't know how accurate that is, but.
Wow.
I think people just, it's sort of like in sports, they just go with the name.
Yeah.
They go with the Clinton name.
Yeah.
You got sort of like in sports, you got that old about to be a Hall of Famer that's still getting into the All-Star game just because he got a good name.
Yeah, especially like Grant Hill got into like 10 All-Star
Please don't
games.
talk about Grant Hill. When he went to the Pistons, I was distraught because he graduated from Duke, and I'm not a Duke fan. But we digress. The polls, the election, Hillary Clinton. People don't really realize who Bill Clinton really was.
Yeah, he was a snake in the grass.
Yeah, they think that, because he smoked weed and played the saxophone, that he was for the people. Not exactly.
I mean, this is what I will say. At a time where politics was up in the air, he made it cool for people. Because, I mean, when I think about it, I don't want to timestamp nobody here, but we were fairly young when Bill Clinton was in office.
Yeah.
A lot, just thinking about the three of us, we was nowhere near our right to vote yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, some of us didn't get our right to vote until it was time for Clinton's second term. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So,
well, one thing I could say about Clinton though, he had that economy right though.
Yeah.
He had the economy right. The poor people.
I mean, coming from Daddy Bush and Baby Bush, like, we were traumatized.
Nah, we ain't had Baby Bush. That was just all Daddy Bush. That
but
was all
I mean, I'm
Bush.
just saying, in general, now fast forward to now, like, speaking of economy, like, they fucked us big time.
Plus, if Hillary wins, Bill's back in his favorite place.
Yep. He definitely has some say so
with all these White House staff members.
Wait. Because I pride myself on being pretty smart, but I never really put it together that he's about to move back to the White House.
Yep.
He got all
'Cause
all
I'm
his
not used
bitches.
to- wow, the first woman in the White House, and her husband has to move. Wow,
He's
nice.
gonna be like, I'm back, bitches.
I'm back under the desk.
No, she said he was. She gonna have him run the economy. She said that, right?
Okay,
Which I guess it ain't bad.
and trains, maybe.
I mean,
He should be the minister of transportation.
I mean, maybe that's what he needs to,
What,
do a
y'all
good
think
job.
Maybe Hillary doesn't put it down like that.
It's probably been a long time since she got some pussy.
Probably, and maybe she wore the pants and he didn't like that because she looked like she would wear the pants.
No, I don't see that. I see that it's even quite possibly that Hillary might be gay. And,
I can see that.
and they really just together. 'Cause
That's
they've
right.
been
As
together
a
for
she's
so
his
long.
beard, or
Yeah.
he's her beard.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I wasn't gonna say nothing, but they do say that that chick that's always around her, Uma
That's her
Abedin.
boo. That's her boo. You know they say that about Cory Booker but I heard he's married. But I mean, I digress. But
because they were saying that Uma Abedin
yeah,
is married to Anthony Weiner.
whoa.
Well, he is, and
Yeah.
they're about to get
New
divorced.
Yorkers.
And that's what's wrong with him, because it's all fake,
Yeah,
and that he ain't getting no coochie. So he at home just tripping.
going ham. Like he can.
Because he can't help himself because he ain't getting no coochie.
I guess when you're not getting it, to make you do some strange things.
Strange for change.
Wow, Wiener. But what do you expect out of somebody whose name is Wiener? Like, I'm sorry, Wiener.
Yeah. So I mean, just at the end of the day, I just think that this election gonna affect a lot of lives, man.
Yeah,
And
I'm scared.
this is my advice for a lot of people that's saying they not going to vote or they going to pencil somebody's vote in because they don't trust neither one of the candidates.
Don't.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I really need you guys to think about what's at stake here. Like, you don't want to vote for Hillary, cool, but every vote you don't cast for Hillary is a vote for Trump, regardless of where it goes.
Right.
So if 20,000 people vote, pencil somebody's name in, and Hillary loses by 10,000 votes, those 20,000 people who voted for somebody who wasn't even on the ballot, y'all voted for Trump. And you really got to ask yourself, is it Trump that you want in office, or you want anybody else other than Trump? And just where I'm at right now, my stance right now, I want anybody else other than Trump.
So in reality, we're really just playing defense.
Basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's how everybody should look at it. Like, Hillary Clinton could do these 4 years, and another up and coming candidate with a little bit more strength and a big
Michelle
resume.
Obama.
You know what I'm saying? Michelle Obama, Cory
girl.
Booker, whoever can pop up and run against her, and they probably would have a good chance to bump her out of there. But my thought is, why would we want to deal with 1 year of Trump? I could
Right.
deal with 4 years of Hillary. I couldn't deal with 1 year of Trump.
I couldn't deal with 1 month of Trump. Like, I just can't imagine. Like, I'm afraid.
It's gonna be funny though.
No, it's not going to be funny.
I mean, honestly, I guess if you look at it, I mean, we made it through like 8 years of
Bush.
Jr.
I mean,
Bush Jr., baby Bush.
but making it through Bush Jr., I'm gonna keep it real. Like, making it through Bush Jr., I just feel like, I remember my times. When I was going through that, I was on federal supervised released. I didn't have a right to vote in either of those elections. So I won't say it didn't matter to me anyway, but it just after they did the fuck shit with Al Gore and then the towers, I was totally washed. My hands was washed with politics. I was like, fuck it.
You know what made me upset? I mean, or in this election, like, I was really distraught when Joe Biden said he wasn't running for president. Because he'd have landslide. He'd have demolished all this. You think it's too late?
It's definitely too late now.
It's like 2 days away.
Oh. Keep hope alive.
I just
Well, actually, you can keep hope alive.
You can pencil him in.
He can still win. What it is if Hillary and Donald Trump,
Die?
no, it's a tie. as far as the electoral votes, it's up to Congress
So point.
to pick who's going to be president.
And he's
And
not
if they're deadlocked and can't pick,
Vice
Joe
President.
Biden becomes the president.
Yeah. Y'all hear that? There's hope after all.
It's not going to happen.
No.
Come on.
I just
I'm just saying, it's kind of like one of those when they get to the end of the NFL season, they be like, if these 20 things happen, then they can get in the playoffs. It's not, you know.
Just let me have my hope until Tuesday or Wednesday morning.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's going to happen when you wake up like Wednesday morning and you realize Trump
Whoa,
is
whoa,
president?
whoa. Let me have my 2 days of peace, please.
when I wake up Wednesday and find out that Hillary Clinton's the president. When I wake up Wednesday and Hillary Clinton's the president, as much as it hurts for me to say it, I'm gonna say alhamdulillah.
But here's the thing. Both of them said that if the other one wins, like they're not going to concede and, you know, or at least Trump said that. I mean, and I hear that Hillary might be on the same plane.
I mean, they could count every single freaking vote. How much does it need to go? But as far as I'm concerned, I think Hillary got enough support in America that this should really be a landslide. This should really be like a 54, 55 to 45 vote.
Can I say so? I probably shouldn't say this on air, but I'm going to say it anyway. So you know that politics isn't always what we see, right? So I've heard through the grapevine that some unions are endorsing Trump, and Trump in Pennsylvania already has 113,000 votes before anybody votes for Hillary.
Okay.
That's scary, though.
I mean, that's not scary to me because the city of Philadelphia, what is it, like 2 million people in the city of Philadelphia, 3 million people in the city?
Provided that we come out and vote. Do you know that sometimes people of color only show up about 15%?
I mean, this is what I'll say. Whether he got 100,000 votes in Philadelphia or not, I like the African American vote, the Latino American vote, the minority vote to all go in favor of Hillary.
But they're not, because everybody is saying, oh, I'm not voting, as opposed to when Obama, you know, oh, we're coming out. We're voting for Obama. It's no question, blah, blah, blah. I'm taking a picture of the poll. I'm doing all this.
Hillary's going to win Pennsylvania.
I hope. But people are saying they don't want to vote. So people are actually like canvassing door to door. I was talking to a lady on my step yesterday. They're posting everything they can in Democratic areas.
Yeah.
Door to door. Like I've never seen it before.
Like they knocked on my door earlier today. Like, oh yeah, we just want to remind you about the election. I'm like, man, I'm coming out. Just get off my door. It's too early in the morning for this shit.
Oh.
But yeah, so I mean, I just want to encourage everybody to make sure they get out and vote, man.
Please.
How about you, Gus?
I'm sorry either way, but I guess.
But this your thing though, Gus. You gotta be more comfortable.
I mean, I'm voting.
Yeah,
I mean,
you gotta be more comfortable being like. I hate to say, you gotta know which L you rather take. Like, you know what I mean? Do you want to take an L to the person you can't take an L to, or do you want to take an L? Pardon me, or do you want to take an L to somebody that you be like, all right, I could live with that L, however it plays out, but I can't live with this loss. I'm sorry, I can't live with.
I mean, my only thing is though, like, all right, I'm a little scared about the whole war thing with Trump. But if I set that part aside, I'm not too worried about all the other crap.
I am,
because I see it like this. I mean, if he gets elected as president, you know how many shifty moves you can do. So you can take advantage of a lot of bullshit he's gonna bring in. I mean, we get legalized gambling in Jersey, some sports betting. I mean, you just gotta be on the right side of the field. I mean, got to maneuver.
But I guess for me, the thing is everything else that come with that. So, you know, I mean, police are already getting away with a lot of dumb shit.
Sure.
I think that heightens. I think the open and blatant racism, not even from the police now, just from the citizens in general, that starts becoming an issue. I think we start really having more race wars. I mean, you talking about a person who tried to campaign in Chicago, and the gangbangers got together and chased him out of Chicago.
His own people that worked for him encouraged people not to vote for him.
Yeah.
In Chicago.
Yeah. So the point I'm just making is, if somehow or another he gets into this office, you talking about a president that it's going to be difficult for him to come to Chicago.
Yeah, I mean,
It's going to be difficult for him to go anywhere. Honestly, that's not Lily White and
I think I'm just in denial right now. I'm just like, it's just not possible.
that Donald Trump can become president.
The same dude
We
that been
thought so.
acting crazy all these years, had the TV shows and all this stuff. It's just like, I can't believe it.
One of my jobs, I work in a predominantly white area, and there are Trump signs everywhere. Everywhere. Somebody's voting for him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that, like I said before, like the Republicans, people that's usually Republicans are party loyal.
Right.
And so we see a lot of those signs, Trump, Pence. But for real, is that people just being loyal to their party, or is that people that really intend on voting for Trump? And I say that because it's a lot of Democrats in the area, and we don't got no Hillary Clinton sign on our shit. I don't care if I voted for Obama 50 times. Don't put that Obama shit on my grass. You
Really?
understand? Yeah, don't put that shit on my grass.
Oh.
But that don't mean that when it comes time to go to the polls,
You ain't rapping.
I'm going to go vote for Obama. Some people enjoy their, if I'm saying this word right, anonymity.
Anonymity?
Anonymity. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
All right.
What? Well, you ain't gotta say it like that though. Like you was disappointed that he messed up the word.
No.
Like yeah.
I'm sorry. That's the teacher in me. Sorry.
And so,
Protect the innocent.
and so, yeah. So I like to maintain that. And so,
I don't know. I have to admit, if you read in between the lines, I can't vote in the Democratic primary.
wow.
He said read between the lines. Come on, cut it out.
I'm lost a little bit.
We'll tell you off the air.
All right.
Like I'm a Republican, but
That's what he was trying to tell you, sir.
Oh. Okay.
I have a friend who is an African American.
So
Who was a
basically,
Republican.
you vote, you sticking with your party.
no, I said I most likely will cross party lines. I'm a Republican for the same reason Trump's a Republican.
Make America great.
No.
No.
Bigger tax cuts for the rich.
No, because the Republicans are some stupid motherfuckers. If I wanted to get in politics, right, would I want to be a Democrat where we have a whole bunch of highly educated black people?
No.
Or would I want to be a Republican where we got a whole bunch of stupid motherfuckers?
Okay.
Stupid privileged motherfuckers. Yeah.
Okay.
Agreed.
Point well taken.
Agreed.
Like I have less competition.
Right. But you're a black Republican.
I don't have a problem with a black Republican if a black Republican can tell me why they Republican. And I'll be all the way honest. When the slaves were first freed,
They were
we were
Republican.
And
Absolutely.
it wasn't until after the
Civil War.
Depression.
Oh, yeah.
Not even the Civil War. It was
Depression.
after the Depression that we became Democrats.
Yep.
And I really don't like, as far as the Democratic Party,
Yeah.
they're like sheep. No one has a freaking opinion. They just go with the party line.
Not all the time.
A lot of the time.
Okay.
Well, I hear that, people who are Republican, who are black, don't want to go along with Democrats because they believe that lower income people should just fuck the system pretty much. And they're tired of it.
No, I'm pro smaller government.
Okay.
The Democrats they think the solution to a lot of social problems is more programs and handouts.
I disagree with that.
I agree with that.
I don't.
I think that you have to put the onus on the person. It's sort of like it's like a person in their 20s that won't move out the house as long as they have food and shelter.
My thing is, and I get that, I'm kind of like in the middle because there are people who need things. And I struggle with it because, I am a person who says, if you don't have, you need to get up and get. But at the same time, there are people who are disadvantaged and don't know where to go and get. So that's an issue with me. But then I go back to when you get, you somehow, some people, not all people, some people have this sense of entitlement. Like, how dare you feel entitled with the money that I make?
I feel that unless you're disabled, if my tax money goes to you to help feed your family, you should be working as hard as I am.
Okay, that's reasonable.
That doesn't mean you have to make as much money. You can make more money, but you need to be getting up. You need to get out and get something.
Oh, so you have an issue with people who sit home all day and wait for government assistance? I mean, and that's fine.
I mean, yes, but like I said, if you have a legitimate issue that
Right.
you can't put forth that effort, then I wouldn't mind my tax money going to you.
But an able-bodied grown man, no children, no responsibilities, collecting benefits, there's an issue.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
mean,
reasonable.
And I'm sort of like, look, and I don't, I guess there's ways out of it, but go clean the streets. You know what I mean?
Something.
Like, do something. You know what I mean? Plant a garden. Help feed homeless. Do something.
Well, here's my issue.
This crap ain't free. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, in this information age, skills should not come. You should be able to get a viable skill at any moment. You can find a way to learn something new.
But you want to hear something? My bad. You want to hear something crazy though? As technology changing and the world changing, the skill set needed to be successful in the world is changing. You understand what I'm saying? So like
Advancing,
changing, however you want to say it. And this is what you up against. So, when Bill Clinton stepped out of office, he wanted to reform welfare. All these welfare to work programs came out, work ready programs came out. The work ready programs was all designed. We're going to help you get your GED. We're going to help you get your IDs and help you complete a resume and help you become employable. Takes more than that these days to make a person employable, to get a single mother employable, especially a single mother that is limited in her education. I know Gus was saying the difference between Republicans and Democrats is just the way the Republicans and the Democrats see handling the impoverished and the low income demographic.
Just one of the ways.
Yeah, one of the ways. But what I see is this. I think that like when they look at the statistics, the biggest difference between the people that's impoverished and the people that is lower middle class or upper middle class is the level of education. And then you're looking at how they apply that education. So we all can agree that grade school don't teach you how to do nothing but conform, right? Then you get into high school. High school don't really teach you how to do anything but to go through a process. So whether it's a process of completing tasks to get the grade, it's teaching you reward and punishment. None of this is teaching you to be a boss. None of this is teaching you to get your own company, to do the things that need to be done to be an entrepreneur. It's teaching you to be somebody's employee. So now, when you get out of high school and if somebody doesn't even have that education to be somebody's employee, then they totally fucked over. You understand what I'm saying? So then the biggest way the whole globe should be thinking about how to attack and fix this poverty problem, this low income problem, is how do we get people the services they need to become self-sufficient?
Agreed.
You understand what I'm saying? And as a collective, we just all been dropping the ball on that.
No, I mean, it's sad because we have the resources.
Yep.
We just don't apply them. Yeah. If we took all the money we spent on all these freaking bombs and bombing Syria and all this other BS, we could educate a lot of people.
Here's the thing. Education. You have to want it. I've been a teacher for a number of years. And sometimes people don't want to be educated. I mean, and sometimes people ask, is the system so far gone that we can't turn it around to where people are educated? Like, you go into schools and it's like, whoa, what's going on here?
I mean, the schools itself is just situations where it's lacking structure. It's lacking proper classroom management. is lacking where kids come to school and see people like me and Gus in the classroom and in the hallways, but see more people that look like Donald Trump and soft, young looking white kids and white women in the face. The black kids in the city not respecting that. And
Right.
it don't matter what city you in, they not respecting that. They respecting what they can relate to. If they can look in your face and feel like they can't relate to you or you soft, they gonna play you every time.
Yep. I
You
agree.
know, my thought process with that is how we change that situation is somehow or another we just gotta encourage our black teachers that go away to college to come back to their neighborhoods and be teachers. But then, you know, it's just a vicious cycle because you come back here and you graduate from college and you working, and the same people you went to high school with, they think you up. They want to rob you. They want to do something to you because apparently you coming back to the hood shitting on them when all you really doing is coming back to the hood and trying to be in a position to help them.
But they don't want help.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's just a vicious cycle that, you know, we need to be able to reform the way of thinking, and on top of that, create programs to help people. And I mean, it's a daunting task. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen overnight, but that's the stuff that needs to be done, though.
As long as we don't have personal accountability, it's like none of these programs are going to work. You know,
I agree with that, too.
When people stop, you know, thinking it's someone else's problem, you know, it's just never going to work. Like, I have this thing where I feel that all the complaints about the education system doesn't bother me because I feel like it's my job to educate my child.
Yeah.
Or put my child in a different situation that I feel is fitting. I wouldn't, if my child fails at school, I would never say it's the school's fault.
Right. Thank you.
I think I read a book. It was called The Outliers, where they were
Yes,
saying,
Malcolm Gladwell.
where they were saying that the difference between a lot of, you know, successful people, students, and unsuccessful students was actually parenting.
Yep.
That the successful students, the parents actually were a lot more involved with the children than the unsuccessful ones were. That the successful students had parents that pushed them, that put them in extra programs. The unsuccessful ones, actually, the parents just sent them off to school and thought it was the school's responsibility to teach their kids.
Yep.
I have arguments with people all the time because they think that the school is the problem, you know, because the school decides that they don't want to take care of everybody else's issue. Like, if I'm supposed to educate you, my job is to teach you these certain skills. I'm supposed to teach you how to read. I'm supposed to teach you how to write and compute and all those kinds of things. I'm not supposed to figure out your healthcare issues. I'm not supposed to give you medication, make you sit in the chair, like do all these things like that.
But that is our responsibility.
No. When you go to the doctor's office, you expect them to do work on your body. You don't expect them to fill your cavity. Like that, there's a role and function for everything. And as a teacher, an educator, not an educator in a behavioral type setting.
Okay.
In a regular education setting, I'm supposed to do these certain things, and all the rest of the social issues that you brought in with you, that shouldn't be my problem. Not to say that I'm not going to help address some of them because that's what we've become accustomed to. But if I'm doing everybody else's job, then how then am I supposed to do all the responsibilities that are mine?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that because students these days ain't the type of students that was 20, 30 years ago, they come into school with different mental issues, mental different social barriers than before.
But why is that?
Well, I mean,
that's a whole different.
We could blame it on a number of things. We could blame it on kids having kids. We could blame it on, 35-year-old grandparents with 16-year-old mothers.
Right.
I blame it on crack.
I mean,
I'm blaming it on the freaking 90s and the crack era.
Absolutely.
I swear.
But
So
the 90s,
why do teachers have to fix that?
because you are front line and you more front line than the parents. You see these people's kids more than they do.
Right. But when they see their children, they don't feel accountable.
No.
That's a problem.
No.
And then when a teacher says something to the student, then it's don't say nothing to my child. What? Wait a minute.
I mean, I think that what you just said is a big thing. Because I remember being a kid and the teacher's word My mom always took the teacher's word.
Absolutely.
I was wrong. I could be like, yo, the teacher was lying. Or the teacher, I didn't say that. It'd be like, well, you shouldn't have put yourself in that position.
That's it.
Gus, you shouldn't have. It's not what you said. It's how you said it. You're wrong. No matter what. I think I was probably, I don't even remember a time I was actually right as a kid. You know what I mean?
I was never right.
So I think it's different now. You know, it's crazy. I actually sat in I was in a barbershop one time, and this chick was venting about the problem she was having with her kid at school. And she said, yes, I understand my kid was skipping school, but I don't know why they suspended him.
What?
And I wanted to yell at this lady. I didn't know her, so I didn't say anything. But I'm just like, do you know how crazy you sound?
They don't. They really don't. It's like, wait a minute. Like, you came to the school to cuss the teacher out in front of the classroom?
Yep.
Okay, girl. Yeah. And then how then are we supposed to deliver a service when this is what we have to deal with
All the time.
Well, how do you deliver a service? That's a good question.
I haven't come up with that formula yet. I mean, it doesn't get any better. I can say this. I've taught on several different levels, and even on a collegiate level, it's a bit interesting. Mm-hmm. They don't want to go to tutoring. You don't want to buy a book.
Well, that's because the education system has taught them that even if you can't do it on your own, we'll give you the answers.
Or you can, social promotion, you can only fail once. Mm-hmm. So don't do anything for the rest of your time. I mean, hey.
So we bring this all the way back to the polls.
Right?
Woo, thanks for bringing us
The
back.
issues are many.
And so is education, because we done spent time on here on education and social issues, is that a factor in who you're voting for?
Well, I think part of the problem is I feel Clinton is just going to continue the same programs that we have now. Mm-hmm. It doesn't. I don't think there's any reform to it, and I think what we have now is not going to fix it.
Mm-hmm. But do we take a chance with Trump, who's not going to do anything?
Hell no.
That's what you got to ask yourself. Do we put somebody like Trump in office who wants to roll back any of the positive
Make
things?
America great. What does that mean? What does that mean?
I couldn't tell you. But what I am saying is this.
Your black ass is gonna be hanging from some limb somewhere.
No, I'm not. They gonna have to shoot me, bruh. They ain't hanging me from no tree freely.
You gonna
I don't know.
have
Them
to
cats
die.
got guns.
Them days is over.
Them cats got guns though.
Yeah, it's cool.
Barksdale said, "Listen, he ain't Barksdale for nothing."
It's cool. But what I am saying is I want to just encourage everybody that's listening to this show. You know, whatever your reasons is for whoever you voting for, hold true to your convictions, man, and get out and vote. If you are voting for Trump and you are down with Trump, I mean, I would like for you to let me know just so I could unfriend you and dissociate myself from you.
I mean, to be honest, I just hope they right. Like maybe he is this wonder kid, and
Who?
But I'm gonna say like this:
I'm just hoping that
off
if it happens,
off the way that he carrying himself.
Wait. Pause. So my whole travel through this whole system to get Joe Biden to be president is like a crazy whim. Like it's never going to happen. It's like these 20 things. But Donald Trump is going to be what?
He said,
I'm
what if,
praying if he does get elected that we're all wrong and his supporters are
What
right.
are the chances?
It's slim, but that's what I have to pray for because
I mean, we all got to pray for it.
Well, I just rather pray for Joe Biden then, because that's my story.
Joe Biden's not getting office.
And Donald Trump is not going to be a nice guy. Not to you.
I'm praying.
I don't care how light skinned you are.
I don't care if you got something against light skinned people.
I don't have anything against light skinned people. They call me light skinned at home, although I'm chocolate, right?
No. So,
Haters.
like I said, I just want to encourage everybody to
Light
get
skinned
out.
cats was hot in the 80s.
They were.
Y'all had y'all time.
That was 20 years ago.
Get out and vote for who you voting for. Let's just try to make sure we make the best decision
30
for the
years ago?
country and make the best decision
50
for our
years ago.
future. Any last words, Gus or Miss January?
Rock the vote. Get
That's
out and vote. Supreme Court seats are what we're voting for.
I'm praying. That's all I got to say. I'm just.
Like Barksdale said, if you don't vote for Hillary, you're voting for Trump.
That's
period.
it. That's it. So on that note, I'd like to thank y'all all for tuning in to the Stay Talking Ish podcast show. This is your host, Mr. Barksdale.
Yo, this is Gus.
You know what I'm saying? Just, check us out, staytalkingish.com. Stay Talking Ish on Twitter. Stay Talking Ish on Instagram. Stay Talking Ish.
Podcast on Facebook.
Podcast on Facebook. Podcast on SoundCloud. Stay Talking Ish radio show on Big Bad Radio. We just stay talking ish. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely appreciate all the support. And, thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.